picked up my headliner. Get that shit. Sweet. I don't even know how to make the marks. There you go. Man, so I just got it in just to get home, and then we're gonna pull it out and just start poking all kind of holes in there. And it's pretty close to the color of the car, of the seats. But that's Alcantara suede versus, you know, whatever Synergy suede. But it looks all right. I got these done too. I just said, fuck it, man. Ain't no use having it black. So I got them done in red too. He did a good fucking job on that shit. So, guess I actually have an interior guy now. Man, I got this thing set up right here in my little family room. So I got it wrapped last night. This is how that looks. It came out really good. I just wanted to make sure that was done professionally so I wouldn't have any problems. And I wanted to change the color. I just didn't want black. So went ahead and got it with the Synergy red suede with no foam backing because this is already newer. So I didn't need the foam backing. And like I said, he did a really good job. So what I have planned is I'm gonna replace these LEDs. I already popped out the little clips. And that's a small light in there. And you guys know how dim it is. It looks damn near yellow compared to all the LED bulbs I have in there. So I'm gonna find out a way to just replace it. Actually find something that's gonna fit in that hole right there. And then this will go on top, cut these wires, wire it in, and that way when I put everything back together, that's already done. And since I have it out the car, it's gonna be easy. And we're also gonna have to take this foam backing out in order to put in fiber optic cables. So that's what I'm gonna get on right now. So it's about 2 in the morning, 2:30. About to start on this, putting the holes in for the fiber optic cable. Dodge did a really good job of putting on this sound deadening material. So I got as much of it off as I could. And then I had already started to mark my holes, I guess is what I wanted to do. I wanted to mark holes. So I started to mark holes where I thought I wanted to stick the ice pick through and, you know, just kind of come up with a design of how exactly I want to lay the fiber optics. I actually drew a line around the headliner for how far I want to go. So that's my border. I'm going to do everything inside of here. And behind here, this is where the headrest, the sun visors are gonna be. So I wanna be behind that. And also it just seems like, you know, I got like 500 strands. Doesn't seem like 500 is really gonna spread out good on there. You know, it seems like 500 is kind of small compared to the size of the headliner, but I see other people do it. So we'll just get to it, get down to it. But I think I'm gonna start making a border of how I want my holes to go, and then we'll fill in the middle. As long as I have my border, I think I'll be happy, and then however it fills in the middle, it'll be like that starlight effect. And then, you know, also, when you're looking at the fiber optic cable, you know, it comes all packaged in the plastic, and this is what you see. And you think, man, that's really not a lot. You know, that's all of them right there. Doesn't seem like a lot. But when you go ahead and freaking just start laying them out like that, it's a lot of shit. That's a lot. It's a mess. So I guess I can't wait to get started. Another thing that actually might help somebody else out, I was told to use an ice pick by my interior guy, and it seems like the tip is okay, but it's not sharp enough. So when I was trying to go through the material, it wouldn't actually puncture the suede. I was having a hard time getting it through. So I actually got one of the tools out the garage. This is like a little pick. Super sharp compared to the ice pick. Super sharp tip. And it went right through the suede. So this is what I'm gonna use now. As soon as I push it in there, I puncture the board first, And then I can feel it go through the suede, and then I just give it a little twist, make sure it's through, and then bring it back out. And then place the fiber optic in there. And then I think I'm gonna glue like every 50 or so. Every 50 strands, I'll go and glue them. And then I'll be able to see my pattern, and that way I can actually count how many I might have left. And that's another reason why I'm gonna start from the outside in. So at least I have my border, and if I think that I'm gonna run out, it'll all be in the middle. Like, you know, it'll all be spread out. So I won't be missing anything on the edges. That's my plan. Just a little progress update. I've been working on this for about 3.5 hours. I've done about 250 strands. Doesn't even look like it. It doesn't even feel like I've been working on this for over 3 hours, but I have. So you got like all this spider web effect. I've been going from the outside to the middle, and I went this whole half right here. And then I had to start working over here because I still had some left, and I still have some left on this strand. I tried to split it in half. So I have half of it right here was supposed to be for one side, and then the other half was the other side, but I have so much when I didn't think I'd have enough. So we'll see actually how the pattern turns out later, because you really can't tell until you start cutting stuff up. But this is how it looks right now. I'm gonna turn off the light and turn it on, but you really can't tell too much. It's not gonna be like the real thing. Oh, and that's the TV, got the little LEDs behind it too. But here we go, we turn this on. So it lights from the box all the way through to the all the way through the strands. Those are the ones that aren't in, and then we'll go on the bottom. You get to see everything that I pushed through. And actually, I was wondering why everybody in their videos has them pushed all the way through like this. You know, about 12 inches long, 12 to 18 inches long. I think it's because I'm afraid this is gonna pull out. So at the moment, I just want it in there as deep as I can. And then when I'm ready to glue everything down, I'll probably pull them back just a little bit and try and even everything up on the strand that has to go back and be hidden. And then I'll be able to cut them. So naturally, they're just long right now. That way I know they're not gonna pull out while I'm moving everything else around. But this is it. About to go to sleep, man. The sun's about to come up. So I'll take a little break, get on it in the morning. Here's the box I was talking about. So it has a little wire for the remote, the wireless remote. And then this is a plug that plugs into the box. And then this is on the other side of the plug. So, you know, your car doesn't have this, so you need a power inverter, which is something like I have right here. And it just takes 1 or 2 plugs, and then you plug it in, and then you wire it into the car's battery, and it's actually fused, and just 2 wires. This one's a 300 watt DC to AC power inverter, and this thing right here is only 16 watts. So that's more than enough. And that's actually an old unit. The newer ones are probably smaller than that. But as far as this box goes, it just connects to the fiber optic cable, right? This is still wrapped up. These are all the cables go down into one. And then that actually has a screw that holds them in, but they're all just bunched up. And they're all just bunched up like this. And then there's a rotating disc inside, and that's what makes it twinkle. So the big ones like this are the twinkles. The other ones that are a lot smaller, they don't twinkle. They just go to the beat of the light, or they just flash. But if you want to twinkle, this is what you need. After all this is said and done, all those wires will be grouped together, kind of like this. And I'm gonna run it all the way down the headliner, and then when the headliner comes out the back of the car into the trunk, this is gonna go down like that, and then the box will already be in the trunk. So this is how I just had it all pushed through, just so I know they won't come back out while I'm doing the rest of them. And I started gluing them, right? So these are the ones that are glued. You could barely see them. You could barely see them coming out, and they're probably out about 1 inch. So that actually cleans up the look a lot, and I actually like the way it's looking. And then once I cut them, it'll all be flush, and it'll look great. Looks way better cut. All right, so I'm about halfway done installing the fiber optics in the headliner. I have everything in, everything's glued, and I have cut half of them from the top of the headliner. The other ones I left exposed. That way you can see like the difference. And there really is a big ass difference. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. This is the front. This is the front of the car that you're looking at right there. And these are already cut. Most of them are cut. And then when you go around to the back, I have them long. So once you cut them, it goes from like, 720p to 4K. Like it looks extremely better. You can't judge how it's gonna look just going off of this. You really have to cut them in order to see what that is gonna be your final project. Your final product, but it looks a lot better once it's cut. And then when you put the motion on, it's just great. And then again, in the back, it doesn't look right. I kept trying to judge on how I thought how I liked it and everything, but there's no comparison. So throughout the process, I was trying to look at them before I cut them. And I kept saying to myself, like, man, it's not going to look good. I wasted my money. I could have just kept the headliner that I just got put on, and the red suede and everything would have just been fine. I messed up my car, but after you cut it, there it is. Like, you can't deny, like, that's just clean. And so I saved a few, which you can see right there, just in case there's some holes that I missed. So after I finish cutting all of them, I'm going to go from the top. I'll have somebody shine a flashlight from the top and see if there's any holes that don't have any fiber optics in it. And if there is, then I'll just plug them up with the extras that I have. And if not, I'll find a couple spots for those. There's only like 3 left, and I'll be done. I'm ready to install probably within like the next hour or so. I'll cut all these. This will take about 10 minutes to cut the rest, and then it's ready to go in the car. All right, so now I'm ready to cut the ones that I put through. So like I said, I did 4. Here's 2 of them right here. You're gonna take this tool, see how it's kind of recessed where it's gonna bite, so you can put it all the way up to the fabric, and it's not gonna chew a hole in your fabric. It's just gonna cut the fiber optic. So here goes this one. You put it around. I'm pressing all the way up against the headliner, right on the side, and then clip. That's it. Comes out flush. When that lights up, it's gonna be nice and bright right there. It won't be covered up by any fabric. And I have these over here too. So like I said, right up against it, clip. Did that 500 times. It's good to go. And this whole thing is done, and you see you really can't even see the holes. Just looks good. And when you get up close, you see what you've done. And I'm gonna put that strand, and mine is gonna go behind the pillar back here, and then down to the trunk, into the trunk, and then to the battery. Towards the battery is where the box is gonna go. So I took some of the plastic off so I could flatten this out right here. Then I'm gonna run it along the bottom of the headliner and then out the corner. Got the fiber optic cord coming on the passenger side, and it's supposed to drop through and down to the trunk. So what I had to do is take this out, and I had to take this part off, the side panel, and then the little quarter panel on the back, I had to take that out. Then this fiber optic cable, I don't even know, I can't see it. I had to use my hand, but it's gonna go way back here in this little corner, okay? And that little corner actually lets you go into the trunk, and it goes right above the wheel well.
right above the wheel well, and I hope you can see where it comes out at, which is right there. It actually makes kind of like a 90-degree turn, and then it comes out into the trunk. And then you can put your little pieces back on and hook up the box. But this is probably the only way I'm going to be able to wire it through, because you can't go through the deck where the speakers are, and you can't go further back over here in the corner. There's just no there's no opening. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's how you get it through on a Challenger. I don't know about a Charger if it's any different. All right, so that was a lot of work to get that through, but I'm all done. These are the fiber optic cables. And then they're going down and around into the trunk like I just showed you. And I'll put this back and it'll be all hidden completely. Won't see anything. All right, just finished wiring up the Starlight conversion. I actually use a power inverter, 300-watt power inverter. So it'll take that AC plug that plugs into a normal wall inside the house, and it converts it into DC power, which is running off of the battery. And guess we finna turn this on. This will be the very first time. So if I wired everything up right, it's gonna turn on and we'll be able to see what the finished product looks like. Here we go. Oh shit. That shit's pretty hard. Damn, I'm feeling that, man. Yeah, so it came out good. I'm in the car. It's cool. Well, let's get some motion on it. Wow, it's a lot better than looking at it inside the house. Here we go, a little better camera angle. This is from the back of the car all the way to the front. Turn that motion on. Then we'll kind of go through the colors. It's just really clean. That's what I like about it. It just came out really, really clean. All right, let's go to the red. Green. This is the blue. I think I like the blue. Yellow. So another like maybe sky blue or aqua. Purple. And then we're back to the white. And there's two different whites. So you got this white. So this is a dimmer white, not so bright. And then it goes up to a high. Then what I also like, you can, if you pause the motor, then you could turn the brightness down. And it even goes to off. And then this will be the first setting, and it's actually not that bright in the car. That's more like what you could roll on right there. Then just turn on the motion and you set. Here's a video from the outside. Going into the car. It looks good. This is that low setting right here. Just looks good.